So in the previous videos, I went and assembled a robot from scratch using Pisco Tetrix components and the Pisco Tetrix Getting Started Guide. And then I went and added physical properties to the various parts of that robot in Robot Builder to make it not just a model but an actual simulated robot. And then I showed how we can take the robot model from Robot Builder and create a robot environment in Robot Builder and put those into Robot Sim to see how the robot would actually behave. So now that we've done all that, I want to show how we can actually save some of the work by breaking apart the existing robot into modules for easy reuse. So here we have the robot that we've created and added the physical properties to. And now I'm just, as you can see, got the whole chassis selected here, so I'm turning wireframe rendering on just so we can see each component that we want to break apart. So select the channel, various components. So here's the NXT brick. Let's just drag that and drop it out of the hierarchy, and now it is no longer a part of the chassis. While it still looks like it's physically connected, just keeping the same coordinates, it's no longer bound to the chassis in any way. So now for the rest of the components, I'm going to sequentially take them and drag them and drop them, taking every single wheel and sensor and whatnot off of the chassis. Taking them from the component hierarchy, dragging them to the highest level. So here we've got all that done. And as we move about the hierarchy here, we see it's just a list of components now. Right now this is just the chassis that I have selected. As you can see, none of the components are being drawn when we select the chassis wireframe, only the chassis is being selected. Now if we move it, we can see exactly what I'm saying here. The chassis is its own component. Each of the other components are by themselves, and we can individually select them at the top level here, each of the wheels, move them off. It's not necessary to move them, I'm just doing this to show you. As long as they're in the top level of the hierarchy here, we can create a resource file with project and then build resource, and this will allow us to import this resource into Robot Builder and to use each of these components in the same way that we have our Pisco resource that has all the lower level components that these are assembled from. So now I'm actually starting a new project of Robot Builder just to show you what I mean here. And I'm actually going to add a copy of that resource that we just created to the environment here. And you'll see that it will show up in the sign pane, and all of these high level components are the actual component assemblies from earlier. So rather than having to reconstruct the robot from each of the individual Tetrix pieces, we can assemble it from these component assemblies. See, the chassis is all completely done there already. So rather than taking a whole 2 hours to build the Pisco Tetrix Getting Started robot, it'll take just a matter of minutes. As all of the work is done, we just have to drag and drop them onto their correct places. Now I can't emphasize the importance of this modularity enough, because what this will actually allow us to do is not only prototype entire component assemblies in Robot Builder rapidly, but actually take those, and once they're done, and provide them as features for the end user to use. For instance, it wouldn't, as I've already done, in 2 hours, quickly created a chassis component for end users to work with all the wheels that they're going to need. As an extension, it wouldn't take much time to make a robotic arm piece, like the one that you have on the STEM site for the Getting Started guide there. And each of the individual pieces for all the different kits, like any sort of extension, just add it as a module, and they can quickly drag and drop all the pieces, the higher level assemblies they need, and make a robot in just a matter of minutes, so they can check it out and try it before they go and invest in the pieces, and makes them much more likely to actually buy the Pisco Tetrix components because they'll know that everything already works.